ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललितान् श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते दिव्ये गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तनः हृदीयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। So I sincerely convey my gratitude to His Grace Namnishta Prabhu for giving us this wonderful platform to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Nigamakalpataror Galitam Phalam. And you all Vaishnavas to whom I can serve with this Bhakti Vaibhava fast track, Radhika Mataji and Aishwarya Mataji and all. So now we come to 21st verse. 21st to 30 are the verse which we have to discuss today. So just we see the breakdown of the chapter. First 7 verses were Sri Narada's inquiries and Srila Vyasadev's response. Then from text 8 to 22, Sri Narad reveals to Srila Vyasadev the importance of describing Lord Krishna's pastimes. And from 23 to 31, Sri Narada Muni narrates his past life. So this is the main focus of today's discussions, Srila Narada Muni's pastimes that we will have. And we will go to straight away. I hope you had this exercise yesterday about developing faith and conviction in bhakti, right? His Grace Srivasangan Prabhu must have taken this. I was there for quite some time. Okay. So here it starts in presentation, it starts with 22nd verse only, but we want to discuss about 21st verse also. So we will start with it. My voice is uninterrupted and clear, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Clear,
Yes.
clear, Prabhu.
No, Prabhu, it is little bit low.
Little bit low. Okay, I will try to make it a little louder so that it compensates. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, we did until 19th verse yesterday.
19th only?
Yes,
Oh,
Prabhuji.
then better to take one more. I thought I should take 20th verse because there is a connection. But it's good that you told so that we can touch upon that. Nine. Okay. Let me put here only. Oh, not this. Not this. I will be here. So, 20. Idam hi vishwam bhagwan ivetaro yato jagat sthana nirodha sambhava tad tad तद्धि स्वयं वेद भवांस तथापि ते प्रादेश मात्रम भवतः प्रादर्शितुम. So here Prabhupada translated that the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead is himself this cosmos and still he is aloof from it. From him only has this cosmic manifestation emanated. In him it rests and unto him it enters after annihilation. Your good self knows all about this. I have given only a synopsis. Right? Who speaks to whom this statement of this verse? Narad is speaking to Vasudeva. Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu. So Narad Muni says that the Supreme Lord himself is this cosmos, right? Like in the 7th chapter, uh, Lord Krishna tells to Arjuna that you can see me in water, right? You can see me in fire. You can see me in the strength of a human, I mean, man, right? So many vibhutis he tells, right? And he says, Sutre Mani Gana Iva. So I am the underlying cause of everything. So same thing, Narad Muni says that he is himself the cosmos. But at the same time, he is aloof also. Right? And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada nicely describes that for a pure devotee, the conception of Mukunda, Lord Sri Krishna, is both personal and impersonal. This is very important point, right? Many a times, I mean, when we discuss, we always negate the theory of impersonalism, right? Because that is the key differentiator, right? And I mean, Prabhupada himself advocates, many a times we see in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, everywhere, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has followed the same system to, negate impersonalism. But at few places, in chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita also he has said. So he said that pure devotee understands that Lord has both features, personal and impersonal, right? An impersonal cosmic situation is also Mukunda because it is emanation of energy of Mukunda. And he gives the example like tree and human body. Tree has so many parts, and every part is tree itself, right? So, and similarly, like our hands and legs are also our body, right? And at the same time, our body is not limited to hands and legs. A tree is not limited to twigs and branches and fruits and flowers, right? So Prabhupada explains in that way that Lord is having both type of energies. So impersonal energy is the energy of the Lord. And Prabhupada explains somewhere else also that energy and energetic are not different. Right? So as we see the sunlight, we say sun has come into my courtyard. So actually it is not like that, but yes, the energy, the light, the warmth of sun rays are representing some sun himself, right? So Prabhupada says, a godless civilization detached from transcendental loving service of Supreme Personality of Godhead is just like a detached hand or leg. And this is wonderful. I mean, this is very appealing statement. Such parts and parcel may appear like hands and legs, but they have no efficiency. The devotee of the Lord Srila Vyasadeva knows this very well. He is further advised by Srila Naradev to explain the idea so that entrapped conditioned souls may take lessons from him to understand the Supreme Lord as the primeval cause. Right. So Srila Vyasadeva has described the energy, impersonal energy of the Lord. I mean, he has focused more on body and mind, and hence Srila Narad Muni says him to represent it in such a way that everything gets connected with the Lord himself. And Prabhupada further says that the external energy is comparatively inferior, whereas the internal potency is superior. And superior energy is living force, therefore she is completely identical. We'll discuss this further in today's 10 verses also. This will come again. So at that time, we will link it with this. Both energies are neither equal nor greater than the Lord. Right? So both, living beings like we all are there, as well as the non-living being, the material energy. Neither of them is greater than the Lord, equal or greater. Asam urdhva, that word is being used several times. Asam means non-equal. Urdhva, this is not greater than that. So human being and all other living beings are the products of internal energies, as we know in the 7th chapter, Krishna clarifies in the Bhagavad Gita. And further, Prabhupada said the human being may create a small playful Sputnik, and may throw into the outer space. But that doesn't mean that we can create a planet. This is a wonderful example. I mean, these analogies, they should be part of the answers when we write our closed book questions, So all the analogies, we should separate it out. And particularly the analogies given by Srila Prabhupada are worth to remember, because it's from the pure devotee, and it helps us to solidify our preaching application, right? So Prabhupada says that they are never equal to Lord, means men are never equal to Lord. And he says that large percentage of qualities of the Lord, so up to 78% we can achieve. But it is never possible to surpass the Lord or become equal with him. In a deceased condition, only a foolish being claims to be one with the Lord. So if we, the way Mayavadi says that we can merge in the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, in his Brahma Teja, that is a foolish thing, Prabhupada says. Therefore, we must accept the supremacy, agree to render loving service to him, and for that, he has created us. We have been created for that. There cannot be any peace or tranquility in the world, as advised by Srila Vyasadeva to Narad Muni, and same needs to be further expanded in the Bhagavatam. So in the Bhagavad Gita also, same idea is explained. Surrender fully unto the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the only business of the perfect human being. Only business, Prabhupada says. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. So like that. Now, Srila Vyasadeva is being further glorified by his Guru Maharaj. We discussed the last time that this is a good quality of a teacher, that he always, try to boost the morale of his student, and at the same time he conveys the message what is required to be improved, right? So this is a complete, science of being a good teacher. Lord Krishna has shown it in the Bhagavad Gita. And here, Vyasadeva is being glorified. And all the statements made by Srila Narad Muni is correct. I mean, he is not trying to camouflage the information or, flatter his disciple. He says, Tamatmanatmanam veya amogdrik parasya punsa paramatmanah kalam अजम प्रजातम जगत शिवायत महानुभावाभ्युदयो अधिगण्यताम. So here in the 21st verse, Tvam Amogdrik word is used. What is meant by Tvam Amogdrik? Means you possess useful knowledge. Right? Srila Vyasadeva has already created 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas, and 108 Upanishads. He has written Mahabharata by now. So obviously he has very useful knowledge. And he says, Atmanam avehi. So he says, please understand spontaneously. What? Parasya pumsat kalam prajatam. Hmm. So you are born as a portion of Supreme Person. It is to be reminded. Like Hanumanji was to be reminded. Who reminded Hanumanji? Just raise the hand. Who reminded Hanumanji and what he was reminded of? What capability he forgot? 2, 3, 4. I just want to see how many people know. So I am waiting. Okay. Okay, 4. Yes, Jyoti Gupta Mataji. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu, you're audible.
Yes, Jyoti Mataji. What was to be reminded, Mataji, to Hanumanji?
Hare Krishna. That he has the power that he can fly.
He can
Prabhuji.
fly.
And
And
Jambanji gave him this reminder.
Hari Bol. Very nice, Mataji. Perfect. Anybody has any other example that the strength is to be reminded, even if he is a pure devotee or the plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I've heard about one literature which was named as Sundar. So it was supposed to be like on Hanuman's name. They wanted it to be on Hanuman's name. So Hanuman said, I don't want anything to be on my name. So he refused to. And then it was called Sundar something. Prabhuji, I just forgot that. And then later on, he was happy that it was on that Sundar name. Sundar means Krishna, he thought. And when he went home, his mother called him Sundar. And then he was reminded that it was actually in his name. So sorry, I forgot the details. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. This example actually very much fits to Arjun also, Arjun was a pure devotee of the Lord, right? And he was in an illusion. And he was to be reminded by Lord Krishna himself. So many a times in the pastimes of the Lord, it happens that his own plenary portion or his devotee, he's brought into Yoga Maya, right, in an illusion. And by that complete time, it is being, like here Bhagavatam is being brought by bringing Vyasdeva under illusion, right? So that reminder is required, right? And that is the duty of a guru. Srila Prabhupada writes further in other purports, we will see in today's discussion also, that it's a right of a guru to remind the disciple that what is our natural position. What is our natural position? Jiver Swarupa is Krishner Nityada, right? That is to be reminded. So similarly here, Vyasadeva is also being reminded, and he says him, your goodness has perfect vision. You yourself can know the super soul personality of Godhead because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. Obviously, we can see how compassionate he is. Yesterday, we were discussing, yesterday, I was hearing his Grace Siva Sangan Prabhu was explaining about the compassionate nature of the Vyasadeva, right? By his compassion only, he, wrote all these Vedas, and he thought, only by compassion, he thought that the people of Kali Yuga will not be able to accept or will be able to, appreciate the devotional service. So he wrote all these 4 Vedas and Puranas, just highlighting Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, 4 Purushartha, right? And here again, it is said by Narad Muni that although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. All the incarnations of the Lord has some or other purpose, and his purpose is being highlighted here by his Guru Maharaj. Actually, it is required that we are, always in the shelter of our Guru Maharaj, and wherever there is a, confusion or clarity required in our life, we should approach our Guru Maharaj. I have seen number of examples wherein in devotee's life, whenever there is a, some issue and he or she is not able to decide, and when he approaches Guru Maharaj, then proper guidance is being provided. One-to-one. Guru Maharaj has many question answer sessions, every now and then. But some of the questions he says it is, person to person the reply differs. And you write to me in person, then I will reply, because at that time he may ask few more questions to him to know his background, his or her background, and then he can guide him or her, right? So similarly here, Vyasdeva knows the complete background and he reminds him. Therefore, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna, more vividly. More vividly. He says, you have done something. It's not that you have completely untouched the subject of devotional service. But now it is required to be described in totality, with repetition, and without any tinge of jnana, karma, all these things. So, Prabhupada says he's an incarnation, definitely. And he descended by causeless mercy, right? On us, you and me, everybody. Today, we would not have been discussing this if he would not have written the Bhagavatam. And we have been detached from transcendental loving service of the Lord. But we are part and parcel of the Lord. So, to again, revive our eternal servitor position, he mercifully wrote these Vedic literatures, right? And he has done a lot. I mean, here earlier, Srila Narad Muni used one word. What he said, whatever he has created is what? It is open to all. Anybody can unmute and tell. He is of what category? Whatever he has created is worthless.
Worthless.
Worthless. Yes, Mataji, worthless. I mean, it's not of any use. But again, he appreciates the same creation. What he appreciates, he doesn't appreciate the scriptures. He doesn't appreciate the knowledge what he has imparted. He appreciates the intent behind creating those scriptures. He appreciates Narad Muni's, mercy. Sorry, he appreciates Vyasadeva's compassionate nature. He appreciates his merciful efforts to bring the fallen souls to the lotus feet of the Lord. So intents are always appreciated in bhakti. This is another important point we should learn from Narad Muni, right? That many a times we see that whatever we do, there may be some or other mistakes, or there may be some or other shortcomings. Maybe sometimes we do completely wrong. We are misdirected. We don't know how to do. We want to bring people to the Krishna consciousness. But when we speak to the people, or when we try to, influence him or to give him Krishna consciousness, it may happen that we are too aggressive and people simply leaves. Like when we take level 1 or other classes, many a times, our explanation is in the force in such a way, like the people who joins, they have very firm faith in, let's say, Lord Shiva or Durga or any other, demigods. And then they get completely, amazed that why ISKCON is spreading this kind of information. Whomever I believe is a supreme, right? All roads goes to the same destination, right? These all things have been taught, because India is a secular country and everybody has a right to follow his faith. So then person immediately leaves, right? Prabhupada said, don't get amused by how many people comes to ISKCON. Be amused how many stays, continues, and follows till the end of their life. So the important point here is Narad Muni is appreciating the intent. Right? We may not do everything perfect, but if we try to follow Guru Maharaj's instructions, Srila Prabhupada's guidance we take from his books, and we try to live, then our intent will be definitely appreciated. Right? So this is important point. And then Prabhupada says that another important point, very important point, is Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all incarnations of God accepted formal spiritual masters. Right? Another important point. Who was the guru of Lord Sri Krishna, and who was the guru of Lord Sri Ram, and who was the guru of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? All three, if you know, raise the hand. Who was the guru of these three incarnations of the Lord? Just raise the hand, please don't unmute. Yes. I just want to see also how many people are knowing all three, but only two. Yeah, 3, 4. Okay. So yes, Vamsi Mohan Prabhu, Hare Krishna, 5. All three you can say, 6, 7. Vamsi Mohan Prabhu, you can unmute kindly.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Sandipani Muni, Vashishta, and Ishwara Puri.
One gap is there. Yes. Next one is Audarya Gauranga Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Can you correct it? Audarya Gauranga Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, yes.
Prabhuji, that actually the first one was right, Sandipani Muni for Krishna, for Sri Ram, our this Vasisht Muni, and for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ishwar Puri actually.
He said same. So you are also repeating. Okay. Santi Sudesh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. For Sri Ram, Vishwamitra Muni also guided him, Prabhuji.
Yes. Perfect, Mataji. Yes, thank you. So Sri Ram, Lakshman, Bharatji, and Shatrugnaji were sent to the ashram of Vishwamitra Muni. And in fact, Vishwamitra Muni brought them to, kill the asuras who were, disturbing their yagnas. So, but then what I remember is Vishwamitra Muni, who is considered their spiritual master. But Vasishtha Muni was, I think, Rajapurohit. He was, guiding. Kulaguru, guiding Dasarat Maharaj. So the main point here is that everybody has to accept spiritual master formally. It is very important. People many a times says, I am in Krishna consciousness for so many years, and I don't need spiritual master because Hare Krishna mantra is freely available. I know even before my initiation. Then what is the need to get initiated and bound by relationships? Nowadays, people are very worried about relationships. They believe in living relationship and they don't want to marry. Similarly, people don't want to be initiated because there is a commitment till the end of life. Why I should be committed? Yeah. But here, Prabhupada, not here, many places Prabhupada says that formal spiritual master acceptance is very important. And in order to direct the people in general to the lotus feet of Krishna, he himself in the incarnation of Vyasadeva is delineating the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. So this is text number 22 and text number 23 onwards, I think it will start. Just a moment. Idam hi punsastapasa sutasya va svistasya suttasya cha buddhi dattayo avichyutortha kavi nirupito yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnanam.
Rose, we are not able to see the screen.
Oh, let me reshare it. Okay. Just let me know once it is visible. Yes, no. It is visible?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So now, actually in the last word, we see that Vyasadeva is being glorified. And then actually main intent of Narad Muni to arrive at the place of Vyasadeva was to ask him to create Srimad Bhagavatam, right? And he says that the scripture should be such a way that it should start with glories of the Lord, it should be ending with the glories of the Lord, and in between also it should be only glory of the Lord. So, adhikam ganyatam. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, ganyatam means to describe, and adhikam ganyatam means to describe it profusely. And what to speak of profusely? It should be only description of the glory of the Lord. So that kind of scripture is to be written. So one may say that we understand that bhakti is the highest sadhana and prem is the highest sadhya. Sadhana and sadhya we know, na? Goal and the process. So process is bhakti, best process is bhakti, and best objective is to achieve the prem, Krishna prem, right? But I am not in that stage. I have a desire to enjoy liberation, which can be attained by the process of Gyan yoga, or anyway, I mean karma yoga. And then somebody say, I have desire to enjoy Swarga by practice of karma yoga. So I have all these other desires, and I don't have desire for prem. If somebody may say so. So should I practice bhakti? So he says, yes, why not? So this 22nd verse, he says, Avityutortha, the unfailing cause of perfection. Tyut means to fall, we know, right? Krishna was addressed as Achyuta, right? Ratha Sthapyami Achyuta, Arjun says in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Bring my chariot in the middle of the both armies, right? At that time he used the word Achyuta. So Chuta means to fall down, and Avichuta means never falling down, which means the unfailing cause of perfection. For what? Punsas tapassa sutasya va. For the cause of perfection, for the performance of tapas. Tapas means austerity. And this, for the study of Vedas, sutasya va. Then he says swistasya. Swistasya means performance of sacrifices. Suktasya means chanting of mantras. And buddhi for the practice of jnana. Dattayoho for the practice of charity. Whatever one desires to practice and perform, any of these paths, the cause of attaining the success of the path is what? Uttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. So last point, the last statement is whatever somebody wants to achieve, the only success happens when there are glories. Uttam shlok is Krishna, right? If his glory is being described, then everything is being successful. So even if one desires to achieve Swarga, let's say by practice of Karma Kand, or he wants to achieve liberation, merging himself into the Brahma Jyoti, then by practice of Gyan Kand, he may be doing that. So to get any kind of pious credits by performing tapasya, charity, or by for any other desires he has, the element of bhakti, and that also in the form of what? Uttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. Uttam shlok is Krishna, and his guna means his qualities. Anuvarnanam means describe. Varnanam means describe. Anuvarnanam is again and again, uninterruptedly. We have to describe his glories, and that will help us to achieve whatever purpose we have. So without those practices of Gyan Kand, Karma Kand, or you can say yoga or Ashtanga yoga, whatever. So even if one practice only the last thing, Uttama Shloka Gunanuvarnanam, then also he can get all the results of Jnana, Yoga, Dhyana, Ashtanga yoga, everything he can get if he does this one thing. So it is very important that Vyasadeva writes about the active ingredients of these glories of Supreme Lord, and which will give all the results. Kavi nirupito, that word is also used, that wise person have understood this very clearly, and they have established that the unfailing cause of perfection of any practice, yagna, dan, tap, is what? That uttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. So throughout Bhagavatam, it is very clear. Krishna says to Uddhava in 11th canto, I have paged that verse. Tasman mad bhakti yuktasya yogino vai mad atmana na gnanam na cha vairagyam prayah shreyo bhaved iha. So he says, for a devotee engaged in my loving service with mind fixed on me, cultivation of knowledge and renunciation is generally not the means of achieving the highest perfection within this world, right? So a surrender of devotee of Lord Krishna does not seek perfection through cultivation of knowledge and renunciation, because these are byproducts, right? You need not to separately endeavor for anything which is, not which is kind of byproduct. So here also the same thing has been told by Narad Muni. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur here quotes the verse that Smartavya Satatam Vishnor Vismartavyo na Jatuchit Sarve Vidhi Nisedasyor Etayor Eva Kinkara. So there can be many rules and regulations, he says, but if all of them are practiced, and if remembrance of Vishnu is not practiced, his qualities and his qualification is forgotten, then it is as good as not practicing any rules and regulations. But if this one rule of remembering Vishnu, if this one rule of glorifying the qualities of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna is practiced, and all other rules are not practiced, all other rules of jnana, vairagya, yoga, karma, all these are not practiced, then also one get all the results. And an intelligent person will understand its corollary, and only practice of this one rule is important. All other rules are not so important, not so important. So throughout Bhagavatam, Sukdev Goswami has glorified this important point, that person should always glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we come to the next verse, which is 23. We'll come to presentation also subsequently. Aham puratit abhave Bhave abhavam mune dasyastu kasyaschana vedavadinam nirupito balaka eva yoginam susrusane pravrusi nivrisatam. Somebody will read the translation, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, can I read Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh Muni, in the last millennium, I was born as the son of a certain maid servant engaged in the service of Brahmas who were following the principle of Vedanta when they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season. I was engaged in their personal services. Hare Krishna Mataji. Prabhuji,
Hare
thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. So here Narad Muni is telling about his past life. In today's world, we have to explain anything, then we have to give example. If we give example, if we give analogy, then it is easily understood. And the best example could be what? It's our own life, right? When we have to tell, explain something to our children or our friend, and then we always tell that, yes, I have passed through these circumstances and it happened like this. So it becomes easily understood and acceptable. That, yes, this gentleman is not speaking out of his whims and fancies, but he has personally passed through, he has got the experience. Yeah, he knows the positives and negatives of the situation, and then he is guiding me, right? So this is also another characteristic of a good teacher. A good teacher is who is able to give proper examples, right? We say in many times that we need not to pass through many kind of experiences. Some decisions, some good decision we can take just by observing others. How others fail in particular endeavor, if we know, then we can simply, take decisions which ensures that we don't fail. So here Narad Muni is trying to give his own example, which is easily understood and accepted. And 23rd verse onwards, Narad Muni is describing his own journey in Krishna consciousness. And by hearing his story, anyway, Vyasadeva has got the direction, but we will also get faith to practice Krishna consciousness steadfastly, right? When we see his background, what he did, how he completely transformed his, nature and qualities, and what results he got. When we know this, then we get inspired. We get inspired to follow the same process. He was in certain situation, and we can also be in similar situation, but it was in past life of Narad Muni. I will just try to show you a picture I got from this. I got from. I'm checking. Just a moment. So, it's coming now. There are good pictures actually on ISKCON Desire Tree, and these pictures, we say that picture speaks 1,000 words. So we need not to describe everything. Even if we see the picture, we realize. So let me try to show. Now tell me once it is visible. Narad Muni is there with holding Veena in his hand.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Narada's past life.
yeah, Narada's past life. So actually here Narad Muni is describing his past life, wherein he was a son of a maid servant. But before that, Naradji was,
Gandharva.
Gandharva.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, one doubt, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Can't we say that Narada is the guru to Prahalada, Dhruva, Ratnakar? Can we say?
Yes. He is a spiritual master. I was coming to that point. That point is coming in subsequent verses also. That how glorious he is and what he transformed himself to become. So many personalities. Throughout the Bhagavatam, there is not a single canto. All 12 cantos has story of Narad Muni, right?
Yeah.
He has a proven track record of becoming a spiritual master of numerous devotees. He has transformed people like anything. So, yes, you are right, Mataji. Even two of the Mahajanas, 12 Mahajanas, which are the two Mahajanas who are disciples of Narad Muni? Open to all. I am not asking to raise the hands. You can tell.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj.
And who?
Prahalad Maharaj.
Bhishmadevar Prabhu.
Bhishma Deva, I don't think so.
These were disciple of
Dhruva, Prabhuji.
Parasurama. Prabhu, Bhishma on the
No.
Parasurama.
Actually, I'm talking about Mahajan. I'm talking about. Pardon?
Yudhishthira Maharaja.
Yudhishthira Maharaj, you are saying. But indirectly, if you see, even Sukadeva Goswami, right? Though Sukadeva Goswami, we consider that he learned from Vyasdev, but his Param Guru was Narad Muni, right? So two Mahajanas we can directly connect, Prahlad Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami, right? He is in his lineage. So here actually just I wanted to touch upon, because I got a picture from ISKCON Desire Tree. I wanted to touch upon the previous life of Narad Muni. I mean previous to previous. The past one was a maid servant son, and then in the 7th canto, 15th chapter, this story comes of Narad Muni that he was a Gandharva and he was a kind of, playboy. Playboy means who moves around with so many girls, So one time the Prajapatis hold Sankirtan, like we have Sankirtan from our ISKCON devotees, they go for Nagar Sankirtan. So even we see many times there is a book distribution and there is a Nagar Sankirtan and people goes and the devotees have very difficult experience, right? When they approach the materialist people, sometimes they are being abused. Sometimes, they get dishonored, disrespected. All these things experience happens. So similarly, when Prajapatis started Sankirtan, that Narad Muni was so much, in his mood of enjoyment that he brought all his girlfriends and he started, Prabhupada writes, he started singing cinema songs. These are words of Prabhupada. So, and he doesn't stop. In fact, he increases step by step in such a way that the complete Sankirtan is getting halted, and then Prajapatis became so much angry on him and they curse him. that you have been born as a Gandharva, but your behavior is completely like a Shudra. So become Sudra. And so like that they cursed him. And then he got the next birth as a Sudra on Prithvi, our planet Earth, right? And it is considered very, abominable from somebody to fall from Swarga or the Gandharva Loka to the material world, our planet Earth. So he got that birth. And then complete pastimes comes. We'll see here. I mean, in 23rd word, Narad Muni says, Aham Puratita Bhave Bhavam Mune. Right, like that he starts. Means Puratita means earlier birth. He's talking about his earlier birth. He was a son of maid servant, right? And technically completely unqualified, we can say. First of all, at that time in Bengal, the caste system was very firmly established. When Narad Muni born at that time, the caste system was very much well established. And at that time, being a son of maid servant is the situation wherein he will not have access to any scriptures. Neither he will have an opportunity to join any guru's ashram and pursue the studies, right? He will not have enough, resources to be having the association of learned people. So technically he was completely unqualified, we can say, right? Somebody to study Vedanta at that time needs a proper birth, right? And because he would have no education, no opportunity, here he gets a chance to serve pure devotees of Krishna. And because of that, he becomes a Narad Muni. He becomes a great Vaishnava. So here the moral is that the birth is not a criteria. At that time also, it didn't happen like that. And anytime, even present also, birth is not a qualification. We can be anyone. We could have any birth. If we get the right association, then we can also become a pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada says, we will just see the purport. Somebody can read the purport. Purport I particularly wanted to read from. Such is the powerful action of devotional service. Because I have shared the screen, I will have to jumble upon. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
I
have the book open. I can read if you.
Yes, Mataji, kindly.
Such is the powerful action of devotional service. The living entities are the marginal energy of the Lord, and therefore they are meant for being properly utilized in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. When this is not done, one situation is called Maya. Therefore, the illusion of Maya is at once dissipated as soon as one's full energy is converted in.
Okay, okay. Okay. And the TV only, the TV na tagotira ನೀವು?
Hare Krishna.
Excuse me, kindly mute yourself.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please mute yourself. Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Therefore, the illusion of Maya is at once dissipated as soon as one's full energy is converted in the service of the Lord instead of in sense enjoyment. From the personal example of Sri Narad Muni in his previous birth, it is clear that the service of the Lord begins with the service of Lord's bona fide servants. The Lord says that the service of his servants is greater than his personal service. Service of the devotee is more valuable than the service of the Lord. One should therefore choose a bona fide servant of the Lord, constantly engaged in his service, accept such a servant as the spiritual master, and engage himself in the spiritual master's service. Such a spiritual master is the transparent medium by which to visualize the Lord, who is beyond the.
Yes, Mataji.
Who is beyond the conception of the material senses. By service of the bona fide spiritual master, the Lord consents to reveal himself in proportion to the service rendered. Utilization of the human energy in the service of the Lord is the progressive path of salvation.
Okay, stop
The,
there, Mataji. Yes,
yes,
thank
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now we have to understand that there are three energies of Krishna, right? One is spiritual energy, one is material energy. Material energy is something which creates illusion. Mm. We get in, attachment with the things which are temporary, things which gives misery. But living entity is called what? It is not material energy, it is not spiritual energy. Just raise hand. What is called living entity means what are we called? In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, we get. Yeah. I think I will have to see.
Marginal energy, Prabhu.
I said raise the hand, but you said so. Anyway, it's a marginal energy. You said it rightly. But in future, please do not unmute so that we have an opportunity to see that who all are consciously hearing, and then different people have an opportunity to answer. Many times the answer is not, correct. Then some other person has an opportunity to, give the answer. Hare Krishna. So, yes, we are the marginal energy. Okay. Let me share. Yeah, we are the marginal energy, and we are in between spiritual energy and material energy. Like we are the bank of river. The bank of river doesn't have water as good as river itself. So it is not that much, wet, and it is not dry even like a normal land which is away from river. So it is in between. It is somewhat wetty, somewhat water is there, but it is not completely dry also. Similarly, like we Jiva, you and me, we are the living entity. We are the souls, and we are like bank of river. We are not completely spiritual, and at the same time, we are not material also. Though we are pure spirit soul, and we are part of Lord's superior energy, but we are not completely spiritual. We have a tendency to associate with matters. And that tendency is influencing us by material energy. And we adopt the qualities of inferior material nature. And the moment we engage in devotional service, we connect with the superior energy and we become spiritual, Krishna conscious. So Krishna consciousness has no obstacles, no requirement of higher birth. Nothing can prevent one from becoming pure devotee of Krishna. Only criteria needed is what? Connection with devotee, engaging devotional service. And then what happened? Narad Muni is explaining in the all the events in the more detail in the next 24th verse. We'll see that. तेमय्यपेक्ताखिल चापलेर्पके दान्ते त्रितक् क्रीडाङ्के अनुवर्तिनी चक्रु कृपां यद्यपि तुल्यदर्शना शुश्रूषमाने मुनयो अल्पभाषिणी. So here, Narad Muni is telling what kind of qualities he had. So Narad Muni, one of the important, I mean, very eye-catching quality he says is that he did not have interest in sports. This is amazing. Only Narad Muni and Prahlad Maharaj, these are the only two children we see that they were not interested in sports. Other two children, which are also being discussed, is Uddhavji and Parikshit Maharaj, right? They were having sporting nature, but they were playing with what? Hand raise karna. Please don't unmute and tell. They were having sporting nature, but their sporting nature still did not lead them to material consciousness. Why? Tick tick 1, tick tick 2, tick tick 3, tick tick 4, tick tick 5. Yes, Prema Priya Jaisri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
They were praying with Krishna's
Dolls.
it is, yeah.
Yes.
With Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna's dolls. Very good. Very nice, Mataji. Nowadays, we have dolls of, Barbie, and we have dolls of all the, Captain America, so many people. But then Parikshit Maharaj and Uddhava were playing with the dolls of Krishna, so they could understand. It is good always when we provide our children with the dolls of, let's say, Hanumanji, or let's say sometimes even Ganpati ji. They have a question: why his face looks like a monkey? Why his face looks like an elephant? And by that they can, understand and appreciate the all the Vedic references. We remember Prabhupada's father. He provided him a cart to have Jagannath Yatra, right? So that's how a pure devotee is, inculcates devotion in his children. Prabhupada says that my father was a pure devotee of the Lord. So it is important that what they are playing with in their childhood. So the boy Narada has qualities which are outstanding. Generally, children are addicted or inclined to do frivolous activities. But he was Alpabhasina. Alpabhasina is what he did not speak more than required. He was not a naughty. He didn't engage in mundane sports. These were the qualities. He also had desire to engage in devotional service, desire to practice Krishna consciousness, desire to assist his mother. By these all qualities, he developed wonderful devotional qualities. Srila Prabhupada says, without being self-controlled, without being disciplined, and without being fully obedient, no one can become successful in following the instructions of the spiritual master. And without doing so, no one is able to go back to Godhead. This is, the goal of every devotee is to go back to Godhead. But if we are not following these rules and regulation, it is not possible to go back to Godhead. And these qualities, generally, we being at our individual journey of life, maybe whatever age we have, let's say we have experience, or we are living on this planet since, let's 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, we are still cultivating these qualities. And Naradji says, I have those qualities, right? So boy Narad was very disciplined. He controlled his senses. He was obedient. He was obedient to whom? He was obedient first to his mother, because mother is always the first spiritual master, right? First guru, like Dhruv Maharaj. He was obedient. And the moment his mother told him that, yes, your problem will be solved only by Nara and Vishnu, then immediately went to forest to worship the Vishnu, right? Similarly, Narad Muni was obeying his mother, and then he saw that his mother is trying to full-fledgedly service the Bhakti Vedantas. Then he also completely obeyed them. And by that, he learned the science of devotional service from them. And he also rendered devotional service. And as a result of all these combinations, Krishna consciousness was growing in his heart. We may be having worse background. We may have done worse things in our life. When we come to Krishna consciousness, we know, like when we fill the form for initiation, we realize, oh, so many things are being asked, and those things, something is like very difficult to live. People have difficulty to leave tea and coffee. Forget that there are people like we, I think, discussed earlier, one disciple of Prabhupada. He was trying to confess something to Prabhupada. He waited for long. When Prabhupada came, he said that I was selling drugs. So Prabhupada said, okay, but you are not, hope you have stopped that and you are not doing it now. That yes, but I have to go to jail because of my previous karmas. So Prabhupada said, yes, no problem. Krishna born in jail. So whatever background we have, XYZ background we have, we can start engaging in devotional service to Krishna. We can serve devotees of Krishna. We can assist those who are serving the devotees of Krishna. So now boy Narad, he did something wonderful that we all like to do. What he did, he ate the remnants. He took prasadam that was honored by Bhakti Vedantis. That is a very wonderful thing he do, which we see in the next verse. उच्छिष्टलेपान अनुमोदितो द्विजये सकृत्स्म भुञ्जे तदपास्त किल्बिष एवं प्रवृत्तस्य विशुद्ध चेतस तद्धर्म एवात्म रुचि प्रजायते. So Here it is being said that, yes, who has not read till now can read the translation, please.
I'll read Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Translation. Once
Good.
only, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus, being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time, the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, धन्यवाद माता जी. So, Audare Gorang Das Prabhu, you can read the next translation. Okay. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says even Narad Muni had not eaten complete, plate because it is not being left out. Whatever is offered, generally devotees try to eat, consume everything because prasadam need not to be left out. But there were some grains which were attached to the pot. Right, we remember that incidents when I think Agastya Muni, he comes with 10,000 disciples, right, to Pandavas when they were in exile. And
Durvasa Muni.
Durvasa Muni. I'm sorry, I mistaken. Durvasa Muni. And then Lord Krishna comes to save them because Draupadi prays to him. And at that time also from Akshay Patra, he gets only one grain of the rice, right? And then he said, everybody is satisfied. So similarly, here also, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that only one grain was there in the pot. And Narad Muni very, politely and requestfully asked to these Bhaktivedanta sadhus that, can I take this, And this Maha Prasad is always contagious. We see when the corona is going on, people were asked to remain in a cordon situation. If one person in the family has a corona, then he was kept in isolation. People were paying hefty price for staying in isolation with oxygen facility in hospitals, right? We know all these things. So every atmosphere has some infection. It has some effects. We remember that incidents in the Krishna book or 10th canto it comes. There is a head cloth washer of Kansa. And Krishna and Balram, when they comes to Mathura, they saw him and they approaches him and Krishna says, give me some clothes to wear. And even Krishna gives all the details of benefits he will get if the cloth washer gives him few clothes, right? But that cloth washer was in the infectious atmosphere in association with Kamsa, right? So instead of giving clothes, even he didn't say plain no. He ridiculed Krishna and Balram, right? He said, you are the boys from forest, mountain brothers. What do you know? If the king know, then his army will, kill you, whatever. He said so many things and Krishna was very angry just by, he killed him. And so many times we see the atmosphere is always affecting a lot. Our decision making is not that much powerful, right? What is powerful is the atmosphere. So here it is to be noted that atmosphere was not that much powerful earlier. When Naradji was there, his mother was there, the atmosphere was normal, maybe not obnoxious, but is okay. But when Bhakti Vedantas arrive, then the atmosphere becomes very contagious. And Naradji is glorifying the power of prasadam here. Till now we have learned few things like even being a son of maid servant, he assisted his mother who served the pure devotees of Krishna. Then secondly, he got a chance to directly serve them under the direction and instruction of his mother. And third thing is by hearing them, he got the blessings, right? And then we know that there are qualities which normal child doesn't have, but Naradji had. He was not mischievous, sense control, discipline. Now he reveals that he got Mahaprasadam. When Krishna eats, it becomes prasad. And when the devotee takes the prasad and gives to us, it becomes Mahaprasad. If we are lucky and get such Mahaprasad, then we can progress fast in our Krishna consciousness. So Naradji here reveals the glory of Mahaprasadam. In Krishna consciousness, one of the things that attracts most of the, or the many souls is prasadam. Before coming to Krishna, my definition of prasadam is like we go to temple, they will give bundi. Bundi, you know, na, that sweet, small.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Bundi. And maybe sometimes sugar cane or some coconut, those things are given, you know, sometimes that sakkar or sakar. Yeah. But my first prasadam in ISKCON, you know, it was, I remember it was Radha Ashtami day. And it was in Mangalore. And His Grace Siva Sangan Prabhu fetched me for that. It was Monday. And date also I noted in my note down diary, you know, September 17, 2018. And I was completely, you know, unaware about Krishna consciousness, anything. And he very kindly invited me. And I saw the preparations and the celebrations and the flowers, Abhishekam, and so many things. I was amazed. But after that, when I was to leave, he called me and told, "Bhai, prasad leke jana, take prasadam before you leave." And I said, okay, prasadam. Generally, I feel prasadam means you give your palm and they give something. But then I saw they said just go behind. How many of you have seen the earlier temple when the temple was there in Mangalore city? Huh? Audarya Gaurang Prabhuji is there. Only one. Yes, Chitra Krishna Sevini Mataji. Okay. 3 people. Lalita Vinodini Mataji. Okay. Three people. Oh. And one more. Sangeeta Mataji. Mangalmai Sripada Mataji. Hari Bol. Very nice. Okay. Thank you. So you must be remembering after, yeah, one more. Yes. Okay, Gita Mataji also. So after we come out, you know, there were another 2 doors was there. One is front door, one is back door. So again, they said go near to back door, and there in a, you know, courtyard there is a prasadam, and I was completely shocked. Prasadam means, I mean, full-fledged dinner. It had some dokla, it had paneer, it had roti, it had several flavored rices preparation, and there was a 3.5 feet long cake. You know, when Mataji brought the cake, and I mean, if he just, I mean, as a person who has never come to Krishna consciousness, if he sees that, then he gets completely amazed. What kind of prasadam it is? And there is an example. If people have tuberculosis and you take from his plate, then there are chances that you get infected by the germs of tuberculosis, like that. So whenever Krishna eats, Krishna's lips touch to that. Krishna's saliva touches to that. Maybe Krishna does it just by glance, right? His all senses are transcendental, but he definitely takes that. We offer 4 chapatis, but it remains 4 because Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. So anyway, but the food is infected by this beautiful disease, and that desirable disease is what? Love of Godhead, Krishna. So when a devotee who has love of Krishna and we take his remnants, there is a good chance that the germs of love of Krishna who have infected that devotee will affect us, right? So when advanced devotee takes prasadam, other devotee are, you know, Narad Muni is glorifying that. There is a incidence in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jadu Thakur. Jadu Thakur incidence is there. And also, I think Jadu Thakur only. Jadu Thakur was a cobbler, and he has a very great infinity towards prasadam which devotee eats. You know, he used to call devotees at his place. He used to give them prasadam and all pattal, you know, when they eat it and they throw it outside. And then when devotee goes, he used to, you know, fetch the pattals and he used to eat those all the prasadams. And we went to meet and see, have the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he went there, he fall flat. And there was a law, I mean, rule that has been created that whoever comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will not be allowed to touch his lotus feet, right? Because so many people comes and it's not always allowed. Even in today's time also, it is not allowed. So, but then when he went there, he simply fall flat. He took the dust of his lotus feet and put it on his head, and he put his head on the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all the devotees rushed, they just rushed to grab him. And the moment they were just to grab him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Stop, don't touch him. Hmm. This rule is not applicable to this person." Why? Because he understands the values of the dust of the Vaishnava. He understands the value of the remnants of the Vaishnava. So he appreciates him, and he appreciates and allows him that, okay, he can be touching my feet. Sorry, I'm talking about Kalidas. Kalidas is the devotee. My mistake. So he is being allowed. And Kalidas continued his search for remnants of the devotees. Then Jadu Thakur came in picture. That Jadu Thakur was a cobbler, and this Kalidas was a Brahmin. So this Kalidas came to know that Jadu Thakur is a very advanced devotee, though he's a cobbler. So he went to his home and he said that, "Give me the remnants of your food." As such, nobody gives his remnants, right? Then Jadu Thakur said, "How can you come to here and ask me? You should not come to my place even, because I am residing in a very poverty-stricken and low-caste area, and you are a Brahmin. I am not supposed to give you anything. Kindly don't put me in trouble." So Kalidas was very intelligent. He brought a bag full of mangoes. He said, "Okay, if you don't give me anything, just offer this mango to your deities and eat it. You and your family eat it. Okay, that much can you agree?" He said, "Okay, that much I can agree." So he gave it, and then Jadu Thakur offers it to his deities, and then he takes the mangoes, he and his wife and his family, and happily they takes it, and then all the peels and seeds, all these things they throw outside. And then Jadu Thakur was hiding behind the bush. The moment he went it to it, and he took it everything, and he just tried to get maximum out of it. And that's the value he understood from it. And he realized that his unflinching faith in the remnants of devotees what made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to allow him to catch his to put his head on his lotus feet. So we are highly conditioned. We may not take the remnant of so many other people. Maybe Guru Maharaj or few advanced devotees you can take, but generally they don't keep anything in their plate. That is one of the things. So even Prabhupada says that even without asking or taking permission, if there is a advanced pure devotee, we can take his remnants, because it helps us to move forward in our Krishna consciousness. Narad Muni was very fortunate that as a child he got Mahaprasadam, but he didn't simply honor the Mahaprasadam. He did something else also. We'll see in subsequent verse. What he did additionally was hearing the Krishna Katha. That was very important, which he did. So that we'll see in the next verse. But before that, I also wanted to give one more reference, which is from Chaitanya Charitamrut, Ante Leela, 16th chapter and 68th verse, 60. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Bhakta pada dhuliyara, bhakta pada jala, bhakta bhukta avashesha tina mahabala." Very nice verse. Bhakta pada dhuli, bhakta pada dhuli. The dust of lotus feet of a devotee. Or bhakta pada jal, the jal we do abhishek on the devotee is lotus feet, that. And bhakta bhukta avashes, remnant of his food. Tina mahabal. All these three things are what? Very powerful substances. Ei tina seva haite Krishna prema hai. Puna puna sarva shastre pukariya kai. By rendering service to these three things. What three? The dust of lotus feet of a devotee, the water which is, from the lotus feet of a devotee, and third is the remnant. If somebody worships these three things, he attains the supreme goal of ecstatic love for Krishna. In all the revealed scriptures, this is loudly declared again and again and again. So we should give up any conditioning. We should try to give up that. And many a times it happens that devotees try to take each other's dust, and then in one of the incidents, one of the devotees got injured also. So we should not go to that extent, but it is very important that we try to take this. I have seen in fact, I was not knowing, I have seen the devotees, when some senior sannyasi or guru or advanced devotee comes, then they are very enthusiastic in serving them. I was new at that time. Still, I am a neophyte, but then when I saw that, I was amazed. And then after, serving everything, whatever Maharaj asked, water, even, sweets or at last rice, whatever. And then when he goes, they request, can I put your plate or pattal? They said, no, it is little far. They will take that. And by taking that, they will say, I will put it there. And they try to, whatever is there, they will try to take. And then at that time, I was thinking what they are doing, I don't know. But then when I read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then I came across Narad Muni's incidents, I realized, wow, it is so much effective. But it only doesn't work. It doesn't happen that Narad Muni just eat in the morning, afternoon, and evening the Mahaprasadam, and he didn't do anything. So next verse, Tatranvaham Krishna Katha Pragayata Manugrahena Shrunavam Manoharaha Ta Shraddaya Menu Padam Vishnu Vata Priyas Sravasyanga Mama Bhavadruchihi. Yes, Prabhu, Audarya Gaurang Prabhu, will you read, please? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Dandavat. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O Vyasadeva, in that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe the attractive activities of Lord Krishna, and thus listening attentively, my taste for hearing of the personality of Godhead increased at every step. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So when we read the initial verses, then we say it is Vedantis. They study Vedanta Sutra. No, it is made very clear here. They were devotees of the Lord. They were pure devotees. Krishna Katha Pragayata. Right? So they were devotees of the Lord. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, real value of association of devotees is what? Hearing Krishna Katha. So what is so glorious about devotees association? So one may stay in association of devotees for a long time, but still he may not be affected. He may not undergo any positive transformation. But Krishna Katha, if it is there being exchanged between the devotees, then he can get the bhakti. Right? Kunti Maharani, in her prayers, he says, Tatha Paramahansanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidanartham Katham Pashyemahi Sa. Right? So, being in an association of devotee means to exchange the Krishna Katha. It is not that Naradji had all these qualities and he was not doing Krishna Katha. In many places we see that devotees are asked, or they are just involved in doing some service. Just being involved in some service without Krishna Katha is only service. It's not a devotional service, right? And it may lead the devotee to fall down or leave the association of the devotees. So it is very important to bring Krishna Katha in the center. So he took Mahaprasadam, he heard Krishna Katha, he had a great faith. We all should have this one quality, a great faith in Mahaprasadam and great faith in Krishna Katha. That process works wonders. Faith is like our eyes and ears. If we have eye, we can see beautiful things, or some ball is coming to us from behind, there is a noise is there, sound is there, then we come to know immediately something is coming behind us, right? So like that, faith is our spiritual eyes and ears. With that, in the deity of Krishna, deity of Gaur Nitai, deity of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadraji, we see the Lord himself, right? So faith is very important, and that faith was there in Narada Muni when he was as a boy. And when he got the taste, then what happened? It is very interesting. Till now he was hearing, but when he got a taste in hearing, he got the unflinching faith or unflinching, dedication towards hearing. So we'll see the next verse. तस्मिंस्तदा लब्धरुचेर्महामते प्रियश्रवस्य स्खलितामतिर्मम ययाहमेतत् सदसत्स्वमायया पश्ये मयि ब्रह्मणि कल्पितं परे. Yes, who else can read, please? Hare Krishna. Yes, Radha Vallabi Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O great sage, as soon as I...
Sorry, yeah, please.
O great sage, as soon as I got a taste of the personality of Godhead, my attention to hear of the Lord was unflinching, and my taste developed. I could realize that it was only in my ignorance that I had accepted gross and subtle coverings, for both the Lord and I are transcendental. Purport.
No, purport is not.
Okay. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Krishna says in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, all energies, I mean, subtle and material energy, those are coming from him. Earth, water, ether, fire, and air, right? And what are the subtle coverings? Mind, intelligence, and false ego, right? So these all are coming from Krishna himself. And as person gets the taste of hearing, slowly, his identification with the body, the gross body, which is of 5 material elements, and the subtle body, which is mind, intelligence, and ego, that identification gets, away. And that identification gets away means, Prabhupada here mentions, ignorance. Ignorance is getting removed. It happens very effortlessly. These coverings are there since last time, since many lifetimes, right? And we can only remove this covering, this ignorance, by hearing Krishna Katha. So it is very important that we hear, and then we realize, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, that it is not that I was not there, you were not there, these kings were not there. It is not that they will not be there in future, I will not be there in future, and you will not be there in future, right? So myself, yourself, and all these kings and these soldiers, all are eternal. Similarly, the same realization here Narad Muni gets, that yes, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am eternal servant of the Lord, I am eternal and my Lord is eternal, right? So that realization, it takes lifetimes to come, right? Most of the times we are, all the people, we are so attached to our body. Why people are so, attached to their families? Why people, if you ask somebody, what is your most favorite or most loving person? They will talk about their family members. You will ask, what is your most loving place? Then mostly they will say, my country, from which I have born, right? So all these things, why they are telling so? Because in the center is their body, right? Because the relationships are with the body. Because I have born here, I say, Jai Bharat, Hindustan, whatever, right? If I am born somewhere else, let's say Pakistan, then it could be like that. So our coverings are due to our ignorance, and that ignorance is due to our identification with the material energy of the Lord, which is 5 material elements and 3 subtle elements. Now, by hearing Krishna Katha, those ignorance and those identifications are getting dissolved, and Naradji is getting the knowledge of his Swarupa, original natural position. Itham charat pravrusika vruta harer Vishnu ato me anusavam yashomalam Sankirtyamanam munibir mahatmabhi bhakti pravrutatma rajastamopaha. Yes, Tarini Krishnakanta Mataji, will you please read the translation?
Hare Krishna, Panchanga Pranams. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus, during 2 seasons, the rainy season and autumn, I had the opportunity to hear the great soul sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my devotional service began, the coverings of the modes of passion and ignorance vanished. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, here Narad Muni says that he became more and more attached to the sages. More and more attachment is a very big qualification, right? People many a times takes the initiation and forgets the spiritual master. It was only for getting the spiritual name. I can tell people that I am now connected with ISKCON, right? So Das or Devi Dasi. Once it is done, then forget who is spiritual master, what I promised during the initiation process, right? So that's not the right attitude. We have to keep increasing our attachment to our spiritual master. This is very important. Like remaining in touch with the spiritual master. We have a wonderful app, Jitaka Swami app, wherein he writes every day dozens of messages, what he did, how he did. When he reads, he writes what is the essence of the reading, right? So this helps us to attach with him. Everybody should take second initiation. He said that way we get more attached, right? And that's his desire also. So if we get more attached, then we progress very fast on our process of getting the pure devotional service. And everything becomes, more and more clear in our spiritual life as we get more and more attached with our spiritual master. And there are, as such, 2 kinds of pure devotees. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, I think, sorry, not it. I have heard in one of the lecture that there are 2 kinds of pure devotees. One kind of pure devotee is the devotees who are like Jivan Mukta, right? Who have come here to show the compassion of the Supreme Lord, like Srila Prabhupada. The another kind of pure devotees are the devotees are those who aspire to be pure devotee, right? So Prabhupada has asked us to talk Krishna Katha. Though we may not have taste, though we are not qualified, though we are not pure enough by heart, but if we aspire to do that, then we become, those people can be considered pure. So we can be attached to the devotees. If we find their intent is to get the pure devotional service, if their inclination, if their desire is, if their yearning is to get pure devotional service and be fixed in a devotional service and go back to Godhead, for those people we should increase our attachment more and more, right? Though they may not be perfect at this stage of time. It is said that person who is completely maligned, but if he is standing under the shower, then we can't call him dirty, because the process is on, and one day he will be definitely, soon he will be clear. So for those people we should increase our attachment, like Naradji increased these attachments for these Bhakti Vedantas, right? So definitely spiritual master we should increase our attachment, but the devotees also whom we find that they are sincerely trying, putting all their attempts, should be with theirs, we should cultivate the attachment. Tasyevam me anuraktasya प्रशिष्टस्य हतैन सह श्रद्धानस्य बालस्य दान्तस्यानुचरस्य च. Yes, Padma Kirtida Mataji, Hare Krishna. I would request everybody to take hard copy, yeah? Just don't depend on the screen. People should have it with them. That is required. Yes, Mataji, please read.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. I had subjugated the senses, and I was strictly following them with body and mind.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here there are quality checks. If we want to develop pure devotional service, what qualities we should have? So those qualities are there. So little Narad boy, he was attached to hearing Krishna Katha. And this is what it happened. And for 4 months of Chaturmasya, those devotees were there. And after, when they were leaving, then what did they do? That we'll see in the next verse. Jnana guhyatamam yattat sakshat bhagavato ditam anvavocana gamisyanta kripaya dina vatsala. Yes. Radha Ranjan Krishna Prabhuji, will
Hare
you
Krishna. Asila Prabhupada ki jai. As they were leaving, those Bhaktivedantas, who were very kind to poor-hearted souls, instructed me in that most confidential subject, which is instructed by the personality of Godhead himself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Guhya means monistic knowledge, yeah, Jnana, what we talk about. Guhyatar means what? There is a little tinge of bhakti. There is a Jnana also, there is a bhakti also. And Guhyatam means pure, only bhakti, without any tinge of Jnana. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada gave the title as it is. Because Prabhupada says, I am representing what Krishna has given. I am not adding, deleting, modifying anything. So this Bhaktivedanta show that yes, this boy is very attached to them. He is hearing very attentively. He ate only Mahaprasadam and so he ate Prasadam and then he took the permission and took Mahaprasadam and very faithfully he took that Mahaprasadam. So they simply didn't give the knowledge. They give them Jnanam Guhyatamam Yattat. They revealed the most confidential knowledge to him. Sakshat Bhagavatoditam, which was given by Krishna. Same thing was given to him. So Narad could understand everything in Krishna consciousness immediately. He could become clear about each and every doubt. In the future of his life, we will see he has so many troubles. His only person of love was his mother, and she also died. At that time, this knowledge was very helpful. Knowledge when we get, I mean that Guhyatam knowledge, it becomes very helpful. What is the another incidence? When person was in very griefful situation and then he realizes those knowledge, what he got earlier, and then he gets enlightened. Anybody raise hands, please. Kindly do not unmute yourself. Yes, Praneshwari Haripriya Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pardon? Gajendra Moksha. Okay. One more specific incident. Sri Nivas Dayamay Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Dhruv Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj. Okay, not exactly. Yes, Prananandini Madhavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj Prabhu. Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. Okay. I want somewhat more near, you know. Yes, Santi Sudesh Mataji.
Arjuna Prabhuji.
When?
In the battlefield?
No, not exactly that. Yes. Radha Ranjan Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Ajamila.
Okay, Ajamila. Fine, not that. If we will study further in Bhagavatam, when Arjun comes back from Dwarika, he brings the news that Krishna has departed from this world and all Yadavas have gone back. You know, he was in so much grief, and then after telling all these things to Yudhishthira Maharaj, then he suddenly realizes that, oh, Krishna has given me the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. He remembers that, he remembers his mercy, he remembers his glances, he remembers the loving exchanges, and then immediately he comes out of the grief. Right? He becomes very, very enlightened. So, Naradji also got the benefit of this knowledge, what he has got now, and this will help him in future of his life to go back to Godhead. So we'll end it today. I'm sorry. It has taken a few minutes more, but it was required. These are very important verses. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo ananta Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, धन्यवाद.
ధన్యవాదాలు
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavad
Thank you,
Pranam.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam.
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna. Mataji, any other announcements we have to make? Attendance link has not come today.
Hare
Oh.
Krishna. Mohandas Prabhu, can you? I think he's posted the attendance link. Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's already posted, Prabhuji.
He marked,
Already
Prabhuji.
It is posted. There is no attendance announcement except for the fact that 27th evening, 8 p.m. will be our exam. And those who have already completed 5 chapters exam in Bhakti Vaibhav need not take the exam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, my name needs to be updated, Mataji. What do I do about that in the attendance?
Can you just drop a message to Mohandas Prabhu so that he will include it? Did you join late, Mataji? Because we had kept that open for a long while.
No, my name is there. I just wanted the addition of my initiated name, Mataji, in that.
Okay, no problem. In which case...
Mataji, send it to me, no, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then please give time for Mohandas Prabhu for that, Mataji, because he would have already sent it to the back office.
Okay.
And exam will be at 8 o'clock. This is on Saturday, this Saturday, that is 27th, right? Saturday is 27th. Yes. Yes. And wish you all the best. Most probably it will be 10 questions, short answers, 2 marks for 1 hour.
Radhika Mataji.
You don't have to take, Mataji. All those I've already announced that for those who have already appeared for Bhakti Vaibhav and who have completed need not take the exam, provided we get the marks.
5th chapter you have not completed.
Marks for Kannada group?
I have not received marks for any subject as of now. I've received only for the oral, that too only for Kannada and English Pran Chaitanya Prabhus, we've got the marks. Other than that, we have not received for oral, and for written, I have not received marks from anyone. So as of now, if you have already given the exam and you have the marks, you don't have to appear for this exam.
Okay, marks, I think we need to check with Srivasan.
Sure.
Mataji, what about the open book questions? It was announced in...
Open book question will be after 9 chapters. So since we have not completed 9 chapters, I'm just waiting for that to complete and then we'll post.
Done. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, bro.
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, bro. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you.
I'll end the meeting and the live will also stop. Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Thanks so much for the